You're watching Mugen TV RPG Haven. Experience a fantasy like no other.
Hey guys, it's MugenLord here, and today I'm with my brothers,
Kill Lancer,
DX Strike,
and today we're going to talk about the Trials of Mana demo that was just released on today for the PC, Nintendo Switch, and also the PS4. So if you guys haven't checked that out, I advise you go check it out on whatever platforms that you guys have. And I recently just uploaded a video today actually talking about how this is an important project for Square Enix going forward for their future releases. So we're going to dive in and give you guys our initial impressions. And before we get into the demo impressions, I just want to just ask my brothers Keel Lantern and DX Strike, what was their initial impressions with the reveal last year at E3, revealing that Trials of Mana is being remade, starting with DX Strike?
When I first seen it, I was like, first of all, anything that I've witnessed as a kid being brought back to life, especially when a lot of companies just have a lot of good games in the archives that you never think you'll see again. I seen that and I was like wow, like I was just picturing myself, being a little kid, watching my older brothers, play, the Secret of Mana and, the other Mana games, and just to see this just in a new light, even better than the remake of Secret of Mana, it was just amazing. So I was like, man, like I love real-time RPG games, so I seen it, I was like, I gotta get this game. It looks really awesome, and I think Nintendo and a lot of these companies, they'll pull a lot of that out of their behinds, so unexpected. So
for me, like the moment I saw it last year and whatnot, I was like, oh man, another multiplayer game to play. But of course I found out it wasn't multiplayer, but I still was excited for it because the last Mana game I ever played was Children of Mana, and that was a 4-player for the 3DS. And then from that point on, then they had some type of tactical Mana or like tactical RPG. But with this series right here, hopefully this will usher in new Mana games, and hopefully, I ain't gonna lie, I would like Mana to be specifically from Nintendo because of the nostalgia feel of Mana and me experiencing it on the Nintendo.
Yeah, so now that we got that out of the way, and now that the demo is here, we're gonna just dive right into our impressions. And I guess I'll kick it off first. I must say that this may sound crazy for a second. I'm not gonna lie, I'm in love with the Final Fantasy VII remake demo, and I'm looking forward to it. Got a reserve, got the deluxe edition and everything, but for some reason I'm even more excited for Trials of Mana. I don't know why, but I'm super excited for it, and the demo definitely surpassed expectations that I had for the game going in, and it's everything that I wanted from, I guess you could say, a 3D Mana game, because it has that essence. It captured that essence of the Mana world, which is very colorful, it's very bright, and they transition that into a living, breathing 3D world. And on top of that, it's Trials of Mana, which is one of the Mana games that haven't been released here in the United States back in the early 90s, and we finally got it in the collection version, which is also on the Nintendo Switch, if you guys haven't checked that out as well. And then on top of it, they decided to remake it. So going into the game, it also has that 90s feel with the music as far as the soundtrack is concerned, but it also cranked things up a notch where you can be able to select a character. And if you guys don't know, I went with the Nintendo Switch version. Both my brothers, Keel Lancer and DX Strike, has tried the PC version of the game from Steam, where you can download it at. What's so different about this is you don't just have your protagonist and then you just follow that one protagonist throughout a long linear story. This time you have 6 characters, and you can choose one of the 6 to be the main, and then you can choose 2 other characters to be your partners, and their stories intertwine with one another. So to go into this, I want to ask Keel Lancer, what was his team? Because like I said, it's 6 characters, and we all wanted to try something different, and what they wanted to do with this game is to encourage multiple playthroughs. So which team did you go with?
I went with Hawkeye and RZA and I think Trollette. I think that's how I'm saying her name.
Yeah, Trollette, yeah.
I went with Kevin, which is the Beast guy, and I also had Angela, and then I picked Duran.
Duran, yeah. So I went with Duran, Charlotte, and I can't remember the girl, Riaz. Yeah, that's her name. Yeah, Riaz. Yeah, Riaz. The Valkyrie. Yeah, I decided to go with those 3. And what I find quite interesting, what they went with this is with the gameplay is whoever your protagonist is, you start with their intro and with their story. And even though that you chose your 3 characters and everything, you will still meet the other characters. They just won't be playable in the story. They all still want to come together. You just won't be able to play those other 3 characters, like I said, which encourage replayability. But I like the fact is that when you meet your partner characters that you were assigned to, that you assigned yourself to, you can actually play their introduction story. So you can get their backstory, play through, and how they got to the point of meeting your main character, which I think is pretty cool.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
I thought when I seen it, I was like, yeah, a lot of RPGs should be doing it instead of just waiting on later on in the game, because when you wait to that long, you don't have much room to expand on that character. So when you do it, like as soon as you meet that character and get straight to the point and leading up to where you're at right now, I thought that was a pretty good idea. It was different.
So you think about the characters?
Well, for me, I'm really familiar with it because I played the hacked version when I was in high school, so I was already familiar with all the characters already. And of course, the first character I chose was Duran, Angela, and I chose Hawkeye on the emulator that I played. And the thing is, like when I played the emulator, since I started as Duran, when I met the other characters, as MugenLord was saying, you get to play as their stories when you meet those characters. On the original one, you couldn't do any of that. You just go off of the little conversations that they have about their adventure. So I find this kind of cool. I find it better to do it that way. When I went to go pick Choletta for my playthrough of the game, when I had Hawkeye and the rest of them, Chuleta runs into the Beastman, Kevin. From what I'm seeing, what my understanding is, Duran and Angela, when I've seen their story plots are, to me, are heavily entwined, and then is Chuleta and Kevin. From what I've seen in their story plots, they're entwined, and then you got Hawkeye, and then you got Riza. I think I'm saying her name right. It seemed like their storylines are entangled, even though you're playing a cohesive story. It just seems as though that those each one of those characters are connected to each other in those particular ways and in their adventure and stuff like that.
Yeah, now the thing is, what I appreciate what Square Enix is doing is they took the liberties to actually fill in those gaps. They put a little bit more. It's not just a remake to where, you just follow everything beat for beat. And that's what they've been taking the liberties to do with Final Fantasy VII Remake, where they fill in those little holes, fill in those little gaps to give you a full, cohesive story. And as you can see, back then, especially in the early 90s, I mean, mostly everybody didn't really play the meta games for its stories. Everybody played it for its gameplay and the fact that it had cooperative play. And so the fact is that they fill in these extra elements, and like I said, the backstories of the characters that you have in your party, I think that's pretty cool, because I just got finished reading comments from one of the trailers that he just released, which is the final trailer for Trials of Mana, that many people in the comment section said that when you selected your team, you selected your characters, it was like there was no instructions. You didn't know what each character did, what their plots were. You just picked the character and you just hope for the best. And now in this version, like, it actually, when you go pick the character, it tells you their stats, it tells you everything about them. Cool. The original never did that, which, like I said, they took the liberties to actually put extra effort in that, which I think is cool, and I really appreciate that.
I'm more so, when I first played the emulator version, I went off of what I saw. I seen, all right, Duran, he's got to be a warrior type, so he's got to be all out offensive. And then you got Kevin, he seems like he's a monk. Then you got what's his name, Hawkeye. He's more so like a rogue, like a ninja. Was Angela? It's like a black mage, and Choletta is a white mage. So what's her name would be whatever her name is,
Riaz. Yeah.
Riaz would be more so like a dragoon type,
like a damage dealer.
Yeah, pretty much. So I was able to section them off like that to know who was going to be on my team.
Yeah. So how did you approach it? Like when you try to compose your team, like was you thinking about like how you do MMOs, like a tank, healer, and stuff? How did you approach it that way too?
Well, me, I more so approach it as, because like in most RPGs, especially MMOs and stuff like that, I love being a damage dealer. I'm, pretty much like a lot of people nowadays. It's just straight fighting, no defense or really thinking about much. But I don't know. From the trials and stuff, I had interest in Kevin.
Yeah.
So I kind of figured like I would go him first, because he's a damage dealer, whatever. And then I was like, I figured I just liked Angela's design, whatever, for my second choice. So I chose her. And then Duran just looks dope. And plus, I know I needed a tank. So, you know what I'm saying? I can't have just 2 damage dealers and no defense or anything.
Now that I'm thinking about it, Choletta is half, I think she's half elf and half human. Kevin is half human, half beastman. Yeah. And now that I'm thinking about their story, more connected and cohesive together. Now I'm actually thinking about it.
Yeah, because I saw the demos, the trailers. The trailers, because I seen the trailers. I'm like, wait a minute. I saw one person had Kevin. They had the guy with the 2 daggers, and they had Riaz. I'm like, wow, where's the mages? That's what made me click in my head. So you know what? I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna use Duran, and then I'm gonna have Charlotte, and I'm gonna have Riaz. So I have my mage and my damage dealer. Then of course
Angela can heal too, but Charlotte is better.
Plus, also once we found out the demo was coming out, we all discussed what characters I'm gonna use. We were going to use. So I was like, all right, Kevin's using Charlotte, and he's using Riaz, and he's using what's his name, Hawkeye. And then you told me you was going to use Duran and Charlotte and
Riaz.
Riaz and stuff like that. So y'all pretty much use the same character. Right. So I was like, all right, I will pretty much, even though I was already gonna pick those characters anyway, I will go with Kevin, go with Angela, and go with Duran and stuff like that. So
now we're talking about, since we are on a conversation of team composition, let's go into a little bit of the combat system. We're gonna let DX strike. What do you think about the combat system, and just explain a little bit about the combat system for those who never played Trials of Mana demo or just Mana in general.
So from when I was a kid, when I played a little bit with you guys on Secret of Mana, and the combat always was kind of straightforward and simple, straight to the point. It wasn't like any crazy combos and stuff like that. It was more so evading and knowing how long to attack and when to get the heck out of there, and also how to manage. It's the mechanics outside of the fighting and stuff like that. It's more so how to manage your teammates and how to evade and stuff like that. So when I played the game, I wasn't like overran with too much information and stuff like that. It was pretty much straight to the point. You got your simple combos, like you got the XX. Well, I played it on PC, and I had the Xbox control, so I had the B. So it was BB, and then you had BBY, and then you had Then you had BBB, and then you had the X button to roll, A button to jump, and stuff like that. And it didn't have jump on the old one, did it?
No, jump was never.
Because it was top down. So so everything was straight to the point, and then you had you hold the LB button, and then you press the X or whatever button you had your special move assigned. And I liked when you did it because it had the cinematics and stuff like that once you did the attack, and I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. And what I also love, when I was looking for it, and I'm like, Dad, they don't got it. And then I pressed the D-pad, and then the circle, the circle item rack system came up, and then it had the old sound effects. It was just dope how they did it. So guys, when you get this game, don't expect anything to be too crazy as far as buttons and fighting, as far as the combat. You gotta it's more so a strategy and evading and managing your characters. So don't expect to do crazy combos like the Tales series and stuff like that. That's pretty much what I gotta say.
Me making the comparisons from the original one that I played and now, it's a huge difference. Like as we discussed it, you couldn't jump and you couldn't basically roll on the Super Nintendo one. On this one, you can jump, roll, yada yada yada. Also, playing the Mana series, the original one, you also had like a timer system where you strike, you had to wait till your numbers go back up for you to strike again. Also, at the same time, in order to do a specific move, you had to, like a special move, you have to charge it. On this one, you don't have to do that. You go into your move set to be able to do your special move, and you put it on a shortcut, and you can do your special move. I like that transition on this one. It's a lot better, it's a lot more smoother, and you can add that at the end of your combos, which is pretty cool. So you don't have no type of stutter like the previous one on the original, where you couldn't really add that into it. It was like a charge, then you do like a special move, and like a combo mixed together.
And then when I mentioned the BBY and stuff like that, this one it has the only thing they added to it is a heavy attack.
Yeah.
And stuff like that's what the Y is for. You know what I'm saying? So
the gameplay is based on light, medium, light and heavy attack type of sequences, and now depending on what sequences you press also give your moves proper abilities. Like if, for instance, you do light and then right after you press light and you go straight to heavy, it's called a deflect. So if an enemy does like a strong attack and you press that combination, it actually deflects whatever attacks. Also when you run into certain enemies actually have a barrier over the top
you can
of
charge
it.
the attack.
So you hold the button.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you hold the heavy button down where you can charge, where your character glows up, and then you can shatter their shield, and then you can actually take actual damage from your enemy, which I think is pretty cool. And you can also do the same type of combo sequence in the air. You can jump in the air, and especially if you jump in the air and press light then heavy. I know with Duran, he does a swipe and then he comes down with a hard heavy hit.
I think everybody has because Kevin he does a punch and then he does a heel drop kick when he comes down.
Yeah, and then Charlotte also does like a belly flop when she comes down and she slams and hit the ground.
And Angela comes down with her stick and slams her.
He comes down with his leg.
Yes, and speaking of the combat, I know most of you guys are wondering what's the AI like with your AI partners, because like I said, you have you and you have your other two party members. So you can also, you don't just have to play as your main character. If you press especially I'm using the Nintendo Switch, you have ZL and ZR, which is the second bump triggers. You can switch from character 1 to character 2 to character 3. So you're able to swap seamlessly. Now when you swap, of course the AI takes over. Now in this game you also can pretty much go to your menu system and you go to strategies. When you go to strategies, you can actually
just like the original,
adjust how you want your characters to respond. You can make them focus, hey, I just want you to focus only on just healing, or hey, I just want to make you focus on just attacking or using defense, or you can mix it up just a bit and stuff. So that's also interesting, and the AI is pretty competent. I never had to worry about my AI doing stupid stuff, getting themselves killed and stuff like that. So they're pretty reliable, which in a game like this, you definitely going to need some reliable AI. And lately, I think Square Enix has been like in the lead as far as AI is concerned, especially with Final Fantasy 12 with the Gambit system, where you can just go in and tweak every bit of the AI and stuff. So Final Fantasy Square's has been doing really good with the AI, so that haven't changed. Now we're going to move on to, even though the demo didn't really get into that, but this game does have a class system.
That's one thing I was mad that they didn't really stress in the demo. I guess that's like that's the meat of the game, so I can see why at the same time they didn't put it in there.
You don't really get into that till like, I'm going off of the older one. You don't really get into that till like probably like the second, third boss. So you're gonna be waiting for a while.
All right, now speaking of that, because y'all we chose different characters. Now Duran, his whole goal is to get stronger, and he found out through the fortune teller that in order for you to get stronger, you want to learn how to change class. See, now I like when games do this. So that's since this whole game is based on what characters you use, you get a different experience each time, and you do certain things first. So it makes sense for Duran to run into that system first. So you run into certain things based on the character. Oh, that's hot. I like that. Because Duran, like his father's name is Loki. He's one of the best warriors in his kingdom and everything. And after he died, pretty much he took on the mantle with his father has done, and he's been like kicking ass, and he's like one of the best soldiers. But when that wizard showed up, the Crimson Wizard showed up, or whatever like that, he got his ass kicked. And after he got his ass kicked, it kind of like destroyed his ego. And at the same time, everybody said, man, if Duran can't beat him, you know what I'm saying, then our kingdom is in trouble. So it crushed his ego. So he's like, yo, I have to get stronger. And that's when the fortune teller told him, like, well, if you want to get stronger, you're going to learn how to do class change. So this was his whole journey is about, is him trying to get to this particular town or like that. But then he ended up getting caught into the whole story of mana and the mana sword. So
because when I played the original, basically as Duran, I don't want to give too much away since you didn't play too much, but Duran, as he progressed on his journey, he runs into Angela. Angela and his story is, to me, like I said, they're entwined with each other. It's because the same person that's connected to her, which is that wizard guy that pretty much decimated his castle and whatnot. Duran wants to get to him, but also as Duran's going on his quest, Angela wants to get back to her mother, but that guy is blinding her mother too.
The funny thing is, I ran to Angela. She was in the hotel sleeping. Oh, like that. She smacked Duran or whatever like that.
But
he walked in on
that
her
part,
and stuff like
that part actually kind of still does happen.
Yeah, it still does happen.
So certain things that you see will happen.
All right. So D, explain your intro to your character's story since you chose a different character.
All right. So since I use Kevin, well, first of all, I want to say that I wasn't expecting these stories to be so dark based off the kid's design and stuff like that. So the moment this joint came on, the only thing I can say it kind of a little bit kind of rushed deep in, like rushed real fast into the darkness. Then so Kevin wakes up. It has this girl like narrating. So Kevin is like asleep. So she's pretty much saying that Kevin is the son of the pretty much the king called king. He's the king of what's it, Ferelia? Ferelia and stuff like that. And they don't really tell you his name. They just call him the king of Ferelia. And his father, he's a beast pretty much. And what the thing is about the beast kingdom, all of them are straight beasts, whatever. They look human when the daylight comes out, and then at night they turn into like hairy, long nails and stuff like that, fangs and everything. And pretty much, was it Kevin? He is half beast and half human.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's half beast, half human. His mom left with her son, but she abandoned him in the forest.
Dang.
So animals pretty much, raised him and stuff like that. His dad don't give a crap about him, because the thing about the Ferelia kingdom, they don't care about humans. Like, they hate humans. They want to execute all humans and stuff like that. So I'm guessing that's attached to why the king feels the way he feels. It's probably dealing with something with his mom, whatever. So they don't really, in the demo, they don't really go deep into that.
So whatever. I know in my gameplay with Duran, the town that Aquarius, that they overran it. The Ferrarians overran it. So that's what. So okay.
Yeah, Choletta. The funny thing that you mentioned that, right? You're saying that Cholette was in the area when before it even happened. She was right on the outskirts of, like, before that happened. She ran into Kevin, but then after she ran into Kevin, she was hearing talks of the village was going to be destroyed. Yeah. So at the same time, the other characters' stories are happening while, like literally, she's catching like a little bit of these actions beforehand.
All right,
I now this is where I thought it was messed up, because like Kevin pretty much became cold to everybody. Like, he didn't really have friends and stuff like that. His dad pretty much treated him like crap, pretty much, and his dad's whole goal was to unlock his beast form, because his beast form is unique based off the fact that he's mixed with human and beast, whatever. So he wanted to turn his son to a weapon, and the Jestabor Gorman pretty much came to him in the beginning.
Wait, is it the green?
That's why Choletta and him is entwined.
Oh, okay. So they got the same together.
So Gorman came to him and was like, I want to help you kill these humans. Like, I understand you don't like humans. I don't like humans either. We can work together and we can kill these guys together and stuff like that. And the king was like, well, why would I need you? I got all the power I need. So he was like, all right, I can prove to you that you need me. So what he did was, like, remember I told you Kevin pretty much didn't have any friends and whatever. Well, he's pretty much raised by animals, and he has this friend called Carl, which is a little wolf pup.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Kevin's mom had abandoned him, so the pup's parents died. The pup's mom and dad died or whatever, so they just had each other. Now, I would have liked for them to like have like a little montage of them being together for a long time, like since he was a kid, whatever, growing up. Because I mean, I still felt something when pretty much later on the dog dies, is because Gorman takes over the dog and the dog attacks So pretty much the dog was just messing him up, and since it was nighttime, it pretty much awakened his beast form, because he never transformed before.
Oh, wow.
It awakened his beast form and he can control it, and he killed the dog, whatever. So he went back to his kingdom and to talk to his pops about what was going on, and he wound up hearing the pops pretty much snaked him out, saying like yo, he was like, yo, that was pretty clever. You changed that dog to attack my son, and because of that, you awakened his beast form. Now we can use my son as a weapon, and for that, I don't need you anymore. So Gorman was like, wait, I can do something else for you, whatever. So Kevin hears and he snaps out and he challenges his dad, and his dad was like, look, his dad was like, look, I'm not gonna fight you, whatever. Gorman, you want to be helpful some more, you can kill my son, whatever.
Dang, yo!
So Gorman just smacks him off the roof of the joint, and he falls in the forest, and he wakes up after being unconscious. So now he's trying to make his way back. He trying to make his way back to the kingdom, but the king already sent all his people off to go to
the village,
the village, Aquarius, whatever. Yeah. Kevin runs into Gorman, and he was about to kill Gorman, but Gorman was like, yo, he was like, look, your father don't need me no more. Don't kill me. I can help you. He was like, yo, go to I forgot the name of that place. Wendell. Wendell. Go to Wendell, and you can look for the Priest of Light. The Priest of Light can bring back people from the dead. So Kevin wants to bring back Carl, whatever, and stuff like that. So
I'm liking these stories. These stories. So
and
now,
hold on, one more thing.
Go ahead.
And this last thing. And the thing is, like at first I was like, when I heard Kevin's voice, I'm like, this kind of bad voice acting. But since he's a beast man and he's half human, they made him talk choppy on purpose. He talks he talks like Tarzan and stuff like that. So he speaks broken English, whatever. Yeah. So that's just one detail one talk.
Oh, dope. And who was your character?
I was using Hawkeye. Basically, his story was this dude.
Make it brief. Yeah.
This dude comes in. He steals from his village. He steals this treasure from his village with his people. His people are from a band of thieves. They're like the greatest thieves in the land. So he goes back to his kingdom after stealing, and he starts talking to his best friend. His best friend is the prince of the king of thieves, and also he has a daughter. She's the princess. So what happens is he's like, yeah, well, my dad's been acting real funny lately. You know, ever since he met basically Angela's mom. Angela's mom is pretty much the puppeteer in some of these instances and stuff like that.
Angela's story is crazy.
So
go ahead.
What's going on is as he's talking to him, he's like, well, listen, we need to have a talk with your dad and whatnot. So they went to go like try to eavesdrop on the dad, and as they're about to eavesdrop on the dad, he said like, well, because ever since my dad went to the dunes, he was lost, stuff like that. Angela's mother found him. And basically, what I'm thinking is she manipulated him like somehow with some type of magic. I'm just gonna assume seduction because she bad as I don't know what. So pretty much the dad is asleep. You bust into the room and stuff like that, and he was like, "Yo, what are you doing to my dad?" and stuff like that. So she takes control of him and makes him makes a eagle. That's the son. He makes eagle turn against Hawkeye. Now you got to fight your best friend. You wind up destroying him. And he said, look, man, don't worry about it, man. Look, you gotta find some way to stop this chick and stuff like that. So was Angela's mom winds up calling the guards and stuff. The guards wind up effing you up and put you in jail. Now, I'm not sure if this is the same boy, Niccolo, or what's the name? Niccolo is a cat from Secret Command.
Oh, Nico.
Is that the same bull?
I don't know if Nico. I think Nico's.
That'd be hot.
I don't know. Well,
that's his name.
No, well, Nico's. His race is the cats, but no, I think it's just Nico. I just think that might be the same character. So because I don't think it's multiple Nikos, like the same person named Nico. So
unless it's like a Sid thing, like how Final Fantasy.
Or that too, because I think Trials of Mana is like 100 years after Secret of Mana, I believe. Yeah.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
Just so pretty much you get thrown in jail. Eagle's sister comes to visit you. She's like, well, why are you not responding to me? He's not saying anything. She leaves off. Niccolo basically blows up the back and allows you to escape. Mm-hmm. So he's like, yo, listen, man, the princess, she got some type of restraint thing on her that can possibly kill her. And she's basically going to be under control of the Angel's mom and stuff like that. So you got to go on a journey to Wendell and get some magic to get this stuff off of her. And basically Hawkeye sets off on his journey just so he can get this particular magic to save her.
All right, so Hawkeye and Angela story intertwines with each other.
Yeah, it intertwines in a way. But from what I'm seeing lately, because I played the other game, the older one, the Amazon chick and him intertwine with each other.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Okay, so I'm looking at the front. Mm-hmm. If you guys check out the box art or the front or the advertisement for Trials of Mana. If you look at Trials of Mana, right? you see, on the front you have Duran, right? Duran has two characters on this side, and then you see Angela, and she has two characters on that side. I think that's a hint to show which characters are supposed to be together.
Duran is in the middle.
Yeah, Duran is in the middle.
Angela's on the left.
Yeah, it's on the left, and then it shows the two characters on her side, and it shows the two characters on his side. Okay. So I think that may be a hint to what characters belong together.
So who's on the side next to Angela?
I can't remember off the top of my head,
because
but I've seen that sequence.
Because Angela and Kevin's story coincide too, because they pretty much they both have a reason to go to Wendell. Yeah. And they run into the ferry.
But what I like
everybody
about
got school to Wendell.
Yeah, what I like about it is no matter, it's still one plot. It's just you're just playing from different perspectives, which I really think is cool. So you're not killing yourself trying to figure it out.
Because Kevin sees not Kevin. Keo sees when he did his mission. He sees Kevin save Charlotte.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when I played Kevin, I'm seeing from his eyes how he saved Charlotte, and Angela's with him. Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay.
Both of those two, their storylines definitely connect together. Duran and Angela. That's why I was telling you, pick Angela and Duran
because
their stories are intertwined.
Developers did say, regardless what you do. Yeah. All 6 characters are going to be together by the end of this. You just can't play the other 3. Yeah. So everybody's still going to meet together. Yeah. So everybody's story is still going to intertwine. You just.
But
yeah, man.
But like when I run into Angela and you get to play her story, I like Angela. I think Angela got the most messed up story out of everybody because
that story is crazy.
Because like growing up, like the dad is nowhere to be found. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Her mom is doing her queen thing. All she does, she has a lot to do. She's important to the city. All she wants to do is play with her mom. And what happens is she kind of shuns her off all the time. But Angela understands. But at the same time, it is messed up, whatever. So she kind of get this because of that. It kind of messed her up mentally. She's kind of a rebellious type of person. Yeah. And she's like one of those. She's one of those people that all she has is herself, so she has like this stuck up personality too, whatever, stuff like that. And I like that. And like she wasn't good at magic. She doesn't know how to do magic, so her mom pretty much hates her for that, whatever. And then she runs across this cursed magic with the Crimson Wizard, and they need a vessel. So the mom was like, called her in there, was like, you've been a pain in my behind all these years.
Dang, go!
All right, man. Like, guys, I'm sorry, guys. I know we going too deep into the story. It's supposed to be the deal. You guys will test it out to yourself. We just giving our impressions on it. But like I said, as you can hear in this conversation that we're having and everything, this game has a lot going for it, and I think this is in a crucial, important set piece for Square Enix moving forward as far as utilizing other franchises besides Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy costs a lot of money, a lot of resources, and it's going to take a long time before we get the next entries. Now that we got the Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2 in the works, and then there's already talk that they already got another team for Final Fantasy 16. So a lot of these, like, a lot of money is being put into this, and there's a rumor of the next Dragon Quest 12. So
what the heck?
So we gotta have that Square. I think.
And are they supposed to be doing another Nier or something like that?
Yeah. Another Nier. Nier. So these guys are really. That's why they come up.
Games is working on another Square in this game too.
Yeah. See, and so I think this is a good idea for them to kick out these other franchises, and I think that Trials of Mana is perfect. Even though I wish they would have gave Secret of Mana remake the same treatment,
just like that.
Yeah, this same treatment and everything.
That would have been perfect.
Trials of Mana, man, I think they really knocked it out of the box. The music is great, and like, let's talk a little bit about the music and everything.
I love the music, man. I felt as though they did it wasn't just because the remake of Secret of Mana. I feel like most of it they try to like remake the music, and then the other half they just threw in the old soundtracks and it didn't blend right. But the Trials of Mana, they mixed the sound of the old and they had their own new sound and mixed it in, and it blends so well. And so far I like the forest music at night, and I like the cavern music. Like the soundtrack is awesome. I like it.
That took me back to the Super.
It was able to keep the nostalgia while having a modern feel.
Exactly. It took me right back to the 90s because listen to that music takes me back into that time. Because I remember what I was doing I remember when I was doing
remember
as a kid during
that time,
every time I hear that music, it's that nostalgic feel that it has to it, and it just take me back to that time when I was a kid, what I was doing during that time period, what games I was playing and everything, and it just bring back that, it's put butterflies in my stomach when I hear that. I just enjoy it. And as far as the level designs, like I said, the level designs are very vibrant, colorful, and it's a lot to explore, because I made sure that's what took me so long to beat the demo, because it took me like 2 hours and almost 3 hours to finish the demo, because I explored every nook and cranny of the environments. I found a lot of money, I found a lot of resources and everything.
I found a lot of seeds.
And I pretty much upgraded Duran's to the Iron Sword. I got a couple of armor pieces for him and stuff like that, and also Charlotte. So yeah, man, there's a lot to this.
I had loved to exploration. I like to explore on that joint, and I like when you get to certain parts of the levels, the angles change. So it did a side view. It did a side view. It did like a little 2D, like a 2D. It did a 2D joint, and then it did like a sort of a what you call them angle. And like especially when you go inside the towns, I like how they did that. And it'd be dope if like one time they do like a top down view for
isometric.
For an Easter egg and stuff like that. I thought
like,
that'd be cool.
Pretty cool. Like, cause I'm playing in the caravan level right now. I didn't finish the demo, but I already know what's going to happen already. So that's why I really didn't care too much about finishing the demo all the way. But I'm going to play literally all the stories and have 3 files that are going to intertwine with each other, and I'm going to be playing them back to back. What I more so appreciated for this remake pretty much is the fact that I get to play with these characters. It's fully translated. When I played the Super Nintendo one, it did not come here. It did not come here at all. So people were basically just filling in what they understood.
It was fan translated.
But they did pretty good for the translation.
For the ROM hack
they
back
did
in
pretty
the day.
good for the translation. It's almost word for word of the new game right now. That's what I like about it.
Also, as far as not only have a class system, there's over 300 abilities, and you also get these things called technique points. Where you can use the TP and you can allocate it to whatever stats that you want to give your characters. You got the intelligence, you got your strength, you got this stat called chain abilities, and with chain abilities, when you have it equipped on your character, it also affect the overall party's performance. So when you use those, once you unlock them, you can assign those to your characters. So there's a lot of combinations that you can do, that you can apply to your characters. Which if you're an RPG fan and you love combining and putting together different team compositions to get that synergy, you're definitely going to fall in love with this. So before we wrap this up, Keel Lancer, give your final thoughts.
My final thoughts on this game. This game is really amazing, even though it's just a demo. This game is really fun and very nostalgic for those of you who are fans of the Mana series. If this thing does really good, hopefully they'll refix Dawn of Mana, which was the most terriblest one in the series. So I'm hoping for that.
And Dawn of Mana is also the first Mana game in the timeline as well.
So they gotta fix it.
And then there's a whole I loved it. I loved the demo. It was just amazing. I love the artwork. I love the design of the characters. I love how they brought back nostalgia while keeping it modern. So I think both sides of the table can pretty much get in and be able to enjoy it. I like how it's easy to play, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be hard to master once you get deeper into the game system. But all I gotta say is for Square Enix, keep it up. I feel like they seen what Capcom did as far as like bringing back Resident Evil 2 and now 3, and then Square Enix is kicking it up a notch with Final Fantasy 7 remake and now this. So I'm saying if you're gonna bring some more stuff back, bring it on. Hopefully this either builds up the hype for a new Mana in the series and keep Mana going, or they can remake Sword of Mana or whatever other Mana that they have out there.
Dawn and the tactical heroes.
So to close this out, I just want to remind you about the demo as well, is that whatever progress that you made in the demo, you can carry it over to the full version, the retail version that you purchased. Just like they did with Dragon Quest 11 for Nintendo Switch. Is a good habit that Square is doing, that all your effort is not going to waste when you go through the demo, do all that, and then you have to, once you buy it, you got to start over again. No, your data actually transfer over. So if you are planning on getting it, or as you're playing the demo and you say, you know what, I really like this game, want to get it, invest your time into the demo, level your characters up. I think the highest you can go in the demo though is level 7 anyway. I ended it at level 6. I was about to hit level 7. So that pretty much wraps this up. I hope you guys enjoyed this discussion. I know it's supposed to be our impressions of the demo, but this ended up becoming a full-blown discussion, which is also good. That lets you guys know how passionate we are about this game and how good this game actually is. So if you have a PC, PS4, or a Nintendo Switch, I advise you go try it out. Now, as far as which is the better version, it's all about the matter of preference. A lot of people's going for Switch because you can carry it on the go.
It belongs on there.
PC and the PS4 is 60 frames per second. The game looked gorgeous, but overall, as far as load time is concerned, for some strange reason, they said the Switch version and the PS4 version, the Game Explainer showed it. Yeah, it's way faster. The load time for Switch is way faster than PS4.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see why.
But cartridge based.
But also
so.
And it's the lower version of it. They tend to run faster than it.
I don't think it's like a lot of assets to this game. It's really it's a cartoony game. It's not really much to it.
But yeah, that wraps this up. And before I go, I just want to let you guys know to also check out DX Strike's YouTube channel and Keel Lancer's YouTube channels. I'll have their channels a link in the description below. I will also post a link to my Discord so you guys can come in and you can chat it up with the Mugen TV family. And also DX Strike and Keel Lancer pop in from time to time so you guys get to talk with them as well. But don't forget, check out their channels, subscribe if you like their content, and tell them that MugenLord sent you. So this is MugenLord,
Keel Lancer,
DX Strike,
and we out of here.
Yeah.
Peace.
It looks like you reached the end of the video. Well, while you're at it, check out some of my other discussion videos by clicking on the annotations below, and don't forget to follow me on other social media platforms to stay up to date with future content. Signing off.